Good afternoon, my name's Zeki from Voodoo Vapor, and today I'm going to be looking at unpacking the new ModFather 25mm RTA. Here it is. It comes in a lovely presentation box, and it has one of those type of magnetic flips, and then what you get here is a little booklet. You get your RTA, you get your nano glass, you get your bits like O-rings and grub screws, and then you get a little screwdriver here at the bottom. Let's pull this out, and here you are. Here's your ModFather 25mm RTA. This one is in like a purpley colour, which those of you that know me, I love purple. However, I'm not a big fan of the big tank, and today I'm going to actually break it down and make it a nano. So here we go. So first of all, you unscrew the top section here. Let me just put that down. It looks like that once you unscrewed it, and then take off the glass, and then you're left with that. So basically that chimney there unscrews, which in turn creates a nano. Then you put your nano glass there, then you put the top part of your tank on. Okay, now looking at that, I want to now build this. This is not like your conventional RTA. So the way to build this is you actually take off this ring at the bottom here, and then you pull out this 510, and that's your build deck. And let me just bring you down here. I'm going to build it on this Kodama here. Just screw it onto the top. And let's get building. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you've taken it apart and put the build deck onto your mod or one of those ohm meters. You're left with that. Now I've got some Coil Master Nano Aliens here that I'm going to throw into this tank today. And thank you, Coil Master, for supplying these lovely coils. These are 2.5mm, these ones. Perfect for this kind of build. Let me just open up these grub screws a little bit more. Yeah, that looks about right. So here we go. We just get the first one in. Get the position of the first one, which is about there. That's how I like it. And just tighten this up. Now when you tighten up these grub screws, I see a lot of people really over tightening them and destroying the actual grub screw. You know, you don't have to. You know, hand tight is sufficient enough. There we go. And then do the same this side. There we are. Hand tight. Let's just position this coil nicely. Let's just drop it slightly. There we are. There we are. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll do the same with the other one. Okay. Now let me just snip off the legs here. Let me just zoom in a bit so you can actually get a better look at what I'm doing. Okay, so they're off. Now let's put the other side on. Same procedure. Goes in, get your position of your coil. Then tighten up the grub screws. These corners go in a little bit closer. There we are. Tighten up your grub screws. There we go. Yeah, it's very fiddly. These grub screws are quite small, I must admit, which makes them, for me, quite hard to see as well. So let's get the position right of this again. Okay, I quite like that. Let's just cut off these legs. That one's off. Now let's take the top one off. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to finish adjusting these coils to how I would like them to sit in this build deck. Okay, it's nice and centered. Okay, they're about the same sort of height there, and now we're just going to dry burn them until they fire evenly. So let's just give them a bit of a fire. Hold them off. Power, there we go. Okay, let's get them glowing evenly. The colours that are coming out of this build, these aliens are beautiful. This is like a gold colour at the moment. Just gonna just tighten those a bit, bring them a bit closer to each other, and then we're going to start getting them glowing evenly from the inside out. There we go, starting to glow evenly now. A couple more hot spots that need to come out. There we are. There we are, they're growing nice and evenly. You can see now. There we go, look at that. Look at that, wonderful. Okay, now what I'm going to use to wick it is something that I've kind of been introduced to recently. It's quite a new wicking material on the market. I've always absolutely loved cotton bacon V2. The cotton prime came out and I couldn't get on with it. I didn't like it at all personally, and I stuck with the cotton bacon V2. I've been using cotton bacon V2 for now, I don't know how long, probably over 2 years. However, I was introduced to this stuff. It's titanium fibre cotton. I was sent a sample and I tried it, and you know, in all honesty, I haven't used anything else since I've had this. No cotton bacon, nothing else but this. So I've actually been really enjoying this cotton. However, it is quite thick, you know. So generally I'm finding that when I'm wicking, I'm tending to, more than I usually do, is actually thin the wicking out. However, on this particular tank, I'm not going to do that, and I'll tell you why now. You're not able to see this properly. I should have shown you before. Maybe if I take off this, you'll see it from underneath. Okay, can you see those holes? That's your juice channels. They're pretty big holes. So we don't want to thin this cotton out too much, otherwise it's going to cause leaking. Here we are. Nice. Nice and tight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wick these up now. Okay, and what we got to create is like a bed on the base of that build deck, and with this wicking, this will stop the juice leaking from the actual tank. Okay, so we've got some nice wicking in there now. I'm going to cut it a bit longer than normal, than I normally would. Okay, and that, the reason why I'm doing that is so we can actually turn this cotton over and create a bed on this actual deck, a bed of wicking. So before I do that, I'm just going to juice up these wicks just to make it easier, and also we're priming it at the same time. Okay, so let's just give it a bit of a fire. There we go. There we go, just a bit more of another fire. There we go. And the resistance on this is coming out at 0.18. Don't know if you can see that from there. 0.18 resistance, which is a nice place to be at actually with these. So now if you watch how I do this, I turn over the cotton and just create a bed on that deck. Rather than what I normally do is put the cotton all to one side, I'm creating a bed down there, down the center. And I do the same with the other side. There we are. Now what this does, it prevents, as I said, the juice leaking, because those juice channels are pretty big. Okay, there we go. Once again, there we go. I'm creating that bed down there. There we are. So now what's happened is there's actually a bed of cotton on that deck. Let me just juice it up a bit more. There we are. Give it another fire. Nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put it back together again. Okay, so what we do is, you'll see there's like some notches. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a notch. Can you see that cutout there? Let me see if I can get a better picture of that cutout. There's a cutout there, and there's the same on the other side. And then on this build deck, there's two notches. There's one there, and then one on the other side as well. Basically, this puts your deck in exactly the right position it should be in the tank, in the RTA. Then what we're going to do is get the base again, and we're going to screw this base on. Now there's a trick to filling this RTA, because of the possibility of leaking. First of all, we keep the airflow control completely closed. It's all closed there. Okay, that's open, that's completely closed. Okay, then we unscrew the top. Oops, we don't want to do that. We actually want to take that top piece off there. Oh, it's a bit hard. It's coming. Hold on. It is coming. I've got a bit of greasy hands here from the juice. Okay, so basically we want to unscrew. There we go. There we go. I've got it now, I think. Yeah. This is all new, so the threads are so brand new on this thing that they're gonna. And let me just tell you, the quality of the workmanship and the actual machining on this thing is amazing. The threads are so lovely. You can see there. Now that's a huge area. Those holes are huge to fill this tank with. So we'll fill it. Okay, let's just get this filled up nicely. I always go on each side just so it fills evenly, really. I suppose it's more OCD than anything else. There we are. Okay, then we put this top back on. Okay, we screw it back on nicely. Okay, now the trick is here just before you do that final screw, you know, that last turn where it's tight, you turn it upside down. So we'll turn it upside down and then you screw it tight. Okay, there we are. So it's nice and tight now. Okay, and now we can turn it up the right way around and we can open the juice flow, the airflow control, should I say. Okay, now you will get a tiny bit of leaking initially, but that should go straight away. Okay, now we're going to fire it up and test this thing. There we go. Look how pretty that is. Now the proof's going to be in the pudding. Let me just bring you back up to me. There we go. Okay, let's turn up the wattage. Let's take it up to 75 watts. There we go, 75 watts. Let's give it a bit more airflow. Open the airflow now. I like a tight airflow, so yeah, I prefer a tight airflow. As I said, there will be a tiny bit of leaking initially until it's that's at 75 watts. Wow. The flavour on this is just outstanding. Wow, wow, wow. I just want to tighten up the airflow a bit more for me. Some people love loads of airflow. The actual airflow on this is huge. It looks like about 10 mil, and the gap probably about 2.5 to 3 mil gap. So, you know, you can get a lot of airflow on this, and the flavour is just outstanding. $75 watts. And that's kicking. This, my friends, although it's a bit finicky, is a great RTA. Now, it works out to about 900 Rand, I think. In most shops, it's probably roughly the recommended retail price of this RTA. However, in my opinion, it's worth every penny. I can't get over the flavour on this. It's just... wow, 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 wow. I've never owned another ModFather, so I can't compare it to the 30 mil or anything like that, but this is just outrageous. The only thing I don't like about it, I would say, which is minuscule compared to what I'm getting, is the actual way of filling the juice. The mucking about, turning, closing off the airflow, and then doing this, doing that, and remembering to do it, etc. And I think sometimes it might take a couple of goes to get the wicking right. However, I've been very successful. I've got it right the first time here. And wow. Anyway. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me this evening. And yeah, hope to see you soon with more, let's call them reviews. Bye now.